It's going, right? People are excited about our tail of the tape, by the way, brought to you by Lopes, Texas Vodka. Height advantage, reach advantage for David, the 23-year-old. Both guys did make weight for this lightweight bout. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 153.4 pounds. Fighting out of McAllen, Texas, today he makes his amateur debut. Here is Tarek Yazji. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in officially at 152.6 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, by way of Ibadan, Nigeria. Today, he too makes his amateur debut. This is David Fagade. Your referee in charge, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, second fight of the night. Tarek in the blue gloves, David Fagade in the red. Let's see what these debut guys have in store for us.
A body kick thrown by David, but his knee ended up hitting Tarek right in the body pretty hard. You can hear it. Oh, that was a super low blow. Got him right in the cup. The first 2 knees were good, but the third one was right on the cup.
Yeah, as Tarek moved in, he kind of got closer. The knees were in the same spot. Tarek just kind of moved into that third one.
Let's take a look at that third knee.
Oh yeah, pretty undeniable there.
If he's playing darts, that's a bullseye.
Yeah.
Flush connect. Let the cup do its job, but it still hurts.
Oh.
Professor Joe Solis talking to Tarek, letting him know you can take your allocated time, no rush.
Yeah, once Joe told him he had more time, he got a little more dramatic about the pain.
Just getting that blood flow back there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Maybe Joe told him you can do a couple push-ups if you need to.
Just don't make him squat,
yeah.
guys. That was a whole thing.
Yeah, Tarek, a switch stance fighter, he starts orthodox, but instantly switches to southpaw.
Man, that's the fluid kicks right there.
Drop attempt, kind of like an accidental scramble. That left hook of David's going to give Tarek some real problems here. Got to his feet though, neutralizing it. That was good.
And Fagade is extremely athletic. He's extremely long and really good at managing the distance here so far.
Yeah, he's powerful, but he's not loading up on his shots.
Really good build, man, for a 23-year-old, super strong.
He came in underweight at lightweight.
Yeah.
Those knees to the quad, they don't seem like much, but I'll tell you, they feel terrible.
By the way, both of these fighters had different opponents. Those opponents did change in the last few days. They wanted to still fight, so made this fight happen, which is nice. You're already here, might as well, if you can.
Yeah, we went from like 21 fights now to 17, which is still a lot, but a bit more manageable.
Yep.
Full night of fights here in San Antonio.
Oh, man, huge.
Yeah, I'm glad both of these guys still fought, especially for a debut.
Nice drop with a beautiful combination into a body lock, into mount. He's got to keep his hips high. Into the back take, his hips are a little high still. He's got both hooks in though and a body lock. And he's got David flattened out, yeah.
Wow, what a momentum shift there in just a half a second. And it seemed like Tarek was in a little trouble, and now all of a sudden, Fagade's on the bottom and in a lot of trouble here.
Tarek hit a nice little cross hook combo. Both punches landed flush. kind of spun Fagade around, and it led right to that takedown, to the mount, to the back take, and then still working that body lock ride.
Nice drag down, and good technical work there from Tarek. 25 seconds roughly left. Our clock might be off just a little bit because of that break for the cup. 10 seconds left.
You're all getting pretty, seem fine. Tarek didn't seem to complain, so must not have been a
Good first round.
Wow. Yeah, very competitive, very physical, very technical.
Take a look at round 1 highlights.
Yeah, the round started out, and I thought it was all Fagade. And you know, he started out for the first 2 minutes. I mean, he was dominating, even though with the cup shot that he had. You know, it was still. But there's that left hand, that right follow with the right, and then a big takedown right into mount. And another tough round to score because, I mean, I think damage-wise, we don't know. Fagade may have fallen based off that second shot if he hadn't been, you know, gripped up and taken down. So really difficult to tell, but I think damage for sure goes to Tarek. So depending on how they're doing this, I mean, 2 minutes to Fagade and Tarek Yazji had about a minute. So unfortunately, that's not how they break it up, but entertaining first round.
See the ref warning Fagade about the potential low blows. Tarek doing a good job not letting it deter him or break his focus. But there were a couple knees and punches on the clinch that were just on that waistline.
Oh man, these guys are unloading. Especially Tarek. Right up against us. Big knees there.
These are good knees. Very consistent with them too. Again, that one's just right on not on the top of the cup, but on the cup nonetheless.
You could hear the sound difference on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the second one.
And he warned him right before the round started. Is he going to take a point? Maybe not. I think this is like the last one, the last warning.
Let's take a replay look at this one. Ooh,
I mean, that's like on the waistline, but also on the cup. And you just can't make contact with the cup.
Yeah.
And like that's fair. If there's any foul to be like honestly pretty picky about, I think the cup shots. If it touches the cup, give him a second.
Oh, he's taking a point.
Point out. Yep.
There's the point.
There's the point.
You get a foul in the first round. He gets a warning in between rounds, and then you instantly make the foul again. Like that's pretty textbook judging.
Let me ask you guys real quickly, because in-house we did see replays. Inside the cage, should that be an immediate decision, or can you be influenced by that replay if you are the official inside?
So depending on what rules they're playing, like I know in Vegas for sure they have the official replay. They have the official replay to go back to. I don't think we're under those rules right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's just an immediate judge's discretion. I mean, ref's discretion.
And David was complaining about a potential
yeah.
blow to down below, but I don't think that happened. Easier for me to stay sitting outside here.
It's a very physical, clinch-heavy fight, but the guys are being very active with knees and punches.
Ooh, nice right there from Tarek.
Oh, that was another good knee.
As long as Fagade is, I would like to see him, you know, pull away from this clinch as much and try to manage the distance a little more and find his shots there.
Yeah, Fagade throws a good one too, but he loves the knees. Whereas Tarek, he keeps throwing those big hooks, and that's why they're clinching up. Tarek's landing well, but he's throwing like 2 hooks to get inside, just like that, and that's where they're clinching. It's very hard to prevent unless Fagade really gets a good rhythm going with his footwork and really kind of bounces away. But that's not everyone's style.
Tarek is right over by his corner. You can see his coach is telling him, elevate him, get him up, trying for that high crotch. He's a little bit tall, so it's really difficult to get some leverage into there unless you're hip to hip.
Yeah.
And so with your hips back, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get that high crotch. Maybe running the pipe and getting him on his back might be a better option here.
So yeah, if Tarek can unload here, he can maybe win the round, which would put him at a 10-8. But if they give that round to Fagade, then it's a 9-9 round. The judging and scoring on this one's going to be a bit peculiar if we end up seeing, the 3rd round finish.
Yeah, this is one of those fights, Alex, that as a debut for both fighters is being set up as a draw.
Oh, man, yeah.
So something you probably don't want.
So oddly enough, one of my amateurs, he had 2 fights, and his official record was 0-0-2. He had 2 draws.
To start his career.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was really strange. And in both fights, in the 3rd round, his opponent had got a foul. So, he won the 1st round, lost the 2nd round, and it was a draw in the 3rd. And it happened 2 times in a row. It was so weird.
Wow.
So, it happens.
And again, as you always mention, Michael, records are nice. You want a beautiful record. You want the wins, obviously, but you get the experience as an amateur. That is the most important thing. All right, 3rd round. Fun fight so far. A lot of good clinch work.
Yeah, important 3rd round here because I don't think any fighter thinks that they're up on the card. I think they think they're even at best. So,
well, because that 1st round was hard to score.
Yeah, really hard to score.
Fagade won the early part of the round, but Tarek definitely got the 2nd half. And then round 2, there's a point taken away from Fagade, but he could have won it. Oh, a nice high kick, but he slips. Oh. Yeah, I think that high kick rocked Tarek a good bit.
Yeah, he needs to unload right here. If he finds a couple more times.
Yeah, you can see Tarek is kind of out of it, just going into survival mode. See if David can take full advantage of this. 2 minutes left.
Good front kick there.
This crowd is smelling that finish.
Uppercut.
Could this be enough for David?
Yeah, very, very close. If I were him, I would make the distance right here and continue just to throw those punches. He's not putting a ton behind him, so he's not expelling a lot of energy trying to finish this fight. But every punch that landed was effective there in that last exchange.
So, and if anyone's at home curious why Fagade's clinching up right now, it's because he's tired too. And even when you get guys hurt and you're tired, it's easy to clinch up with them, especially when they're throwing back crazy like Tarek is.
Man, Tarek is just throwing, walking away from the action, just in survival mode. I mean, this finish is there for the taking.
Just over a minute left.
Yeah, and as amateurs, you got to be careful about stuff like that. You turn your back to your opponent, they may stop the fight on that alone. Yeah. The main thing is to, the safety of the fighters, and, especially at this amateur level, they're just not going to let them go as long. So you get rocked, you turn your back to the fighter, you may get stopped.
45 seconds. Fagade has to really break open right now and try to get loose and get this finish because those judges' scorecards are going to be wild. Holding his right eye now. Is there an eye poke that might have occurred?
Another low blow.
Well, an eye poke and a low blow at the same time.
Welcome to debut amateur fights.
That's the definition of tit for tat.
All right, let's take a look at this.
We'll see. Well, I think that was a punch. That was a punch that hurt his eye.
Yeah, that was definitely a punch that hurt his eye, and it landed right on his eyeball.
So that was the eye damage. Let's see the cup damage.
Oh,
yeah, that was right on the cup. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just saying that was pretty. That was the reason I thought it was funny is because he kind of protested it.
Yeah.
But like I've been there before. When you knee someone in the cup opposed to the abdomen, you know what you hit. The cup is hard and plastic. The abdomen is not.
3 cup shots in one fight.
There was a bite in the UFC last night, and the guy denied it.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, it was being filmed. I was watching it. We know you bit him. And sure enough, he bit him.
Michael and I were talking to Professor Joe Solis, who is inside right now for this fight. And he was just talking about he has, so much training under his belt. Because sometimes when he's training with younger fighters or grappling, and he'll, work that arm across the face, there's this natural instinct where guys have bitten him before. And you're just like, I don't know if that was the case last night, but, it wasn't one of those situations where he's like, I didn't bite him. What are you talking about? It's just this natural instinct that happens. But
Take another point. Wow.
Oh, man.
I mean, he got a couple of warnings. I feel for Fagade. I do feel for him. I mean, he's got a minute to unload.
Yeah, he has to unload now. And he had that finish there it looked like for a second. All right, let's see what he has.
Yeah, they're calling for a takedown, rightfully so. Now this all comes down to how they scored round number 1. I guess and 2 and 3, but I think Fagade won 2 and 3. At least 3 for sure, which is a 9-9. Honestly, I'm curious to see the judges' scores now.
I think we've got a draw on our hands, gentlemen.
We could see a 27-27 maybe. I don't know. I don't want to guess.
Let's see what the judges do with this one, because we've never called a fight where a fighter has lost 2 points.
So if Fagade wins all 3 rounds, the score would be 28-27. If they gave 1 round to Tarek, which could be the case, maybe 2 rounds, I don't know. We're looking at some wacky scores. We see, thankfully we got a good commissioner today in Gus. He's tabulating all the scores now. Doesn't look too bewildered, which is good. Oh, nope.
Yep, I see some bewildering over there.
Hey, man, at least they got one of the more experienced commissioners on this one.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be interesting because he is absolutely confused right now.
Yeah, we were talking about biting, Rahil. Referee Joe Solis. If you bite Joe Solis, he's a little more tame. I'm going to tell you right now, you bite Alex Morono, you may leave there without your head.
I have a win by DQ from biting. I got bit in a fight. I hate telling this story. Gus just gave me a good wide-eyed look. I'm curious now to see these scores, but I don't like that. I have that on my record. I got bit by a guy.
Which fight was it?
It was a local fight against the guy named Rashid Abdul. I rematched him and triangle choked him, thankfully, but it was early on in my career.
All right, let's see how the judges scored this one. Wayne is inside. Take it away, Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka. All 3 judges score the fight 28-27, declaring a winner by unanimous decision, David Fagade.
Wow. David Fagade.
Congratulations. He dodged some bullets, man. He had to win all 3 rounds to win that fight. That's such a unique scenario. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Man, that was wild.
Yeah, and it's not like the fight was so dominant that we knew that he was winning all 3 rounds. I mean, that was very, very odd.
That was interesting.
All right, let's meet our next.